Welcome to today's Explainer. We are about to unpack a story that completely flips everything we thought we knew about the path to success. We're diving into an amazing narrative about growth, resilience, and what it actually takes to reach your true, full potential. Let's jump right in. Section 1, The Secret to Success and What It Truly Takes. The source sets up this whole exploration through a classic, beautifully simple parable. Picture this. A young boy is visiting his grandfather on summer vacation. One day, he stops dead in his tracks, looks up, and hits his grandpa with a massive question. What is the safest, most guaranteed path to success? Put yourself in his shoes for a second. You'd probably expect a long, boring lecture, or maybe a secret map to a hidden treasure, right? But the grandfather? He takes a completely different route. Section 2. A Tale of Two Plants. The Grandfather's Experiment. So instead of that boring lecture, the grandfather goes full scientist. He takes the boy to a local nursery, buys two little plants, and sets up a real-life experiment. Plant A goes into a nice, cozy pot and is placed safely inside the house, totally protected. Plant B plunked straight into the dirt outside, fully exposed to blazing sunlight, harsh storms, driving rain, and wild animals, the whole shebang. Then he looks at his grandson and asks, "All right, which of these is going to grow better?" The boy really thinks about it, and honestly, his logic is spot on for how most of us operate day to day. He predicts the inside plant will thrive simply because it's safe. It seems obvious, doesn't it? Safety equals better growth. Let's be real, we would all rather be a cozy, pampered indoor houseplant. But the grandfather just gives this little smile and says, well, let us see what happens. Section 3. 4 years later. The results revealed. Fast forward. After 4 whole years of silent growth in completely opposite environments, the grandson returns, and he is eager. He demands an answer to his big question about success. The grandfather just smiles again and says, "First, let's take a look at those little plants we bought." Okay, let's look at the results. They check out the potted plant inside. Sure, it had grown a bit, but it was still just small, contained. Then they walk outside, and the boy's jaw literally drops. That tiny, vulnerable outdoor plant, it was now a massive, towering tree with its branches spreading far and wide to provide shade. The contrast is absolutely undeniable. A protected environment yielded a weak little plant, while the environment packed with storms and heavy rain produced a giant, deeply rooted tree. Section 4. The Power of Struggle and Why Difficulties Matter. Staring up at this massive tree, the grandson is just totally baffled. He asks how on earth a plant facing so many dangers could grow so incredibly big. The grandfather agrees that, yes, the plant faced terrifying things, but he drops this gem. Dealing with problems had its benefits too. He explains that when violent storms and heavy rains hit, the plant didn't just passively survive. Those very elements literally forced its roots to dig deeper into the earth just to anchor itself. And because of that struggle, today, it's so strong that a little storm wouldn't even rustle its leaves. It built rock-solid resilience. Now compare that to our cozy inside plant, which stayed small and weak precisely because it never had to withstand the elements. It was perfectly safe, absolutely, but that safety completely stunted its potential. This is where the grandfather brings it all home and connects this botanical experiment directly to human success. He looks right at the boy and says, unless you struggle in life, unless you go through difficulties, you too will not be able to achieve success. It's a tough truth, but if we consistently make the comfortable, easy choices, we are basically capping our own capacity to grow. This requires a massive shift in how we view the world. Those obstacles we constantly dread, the ones we view as hurdles or enemies, they are actually the exact mechanisms, the stepping stones that make us stronger. Just like we saw with the tree, without the storm, there are simply no deep roots. Section 5. Embracing your daily challenges and applying the lesson. So, how do we actually apply this to the real-world setbacks we're facing right now? It really boils down to a few core life lessons. First up, don't let challenges intimidate you. They are a feature of your growth, not a bug. Second, start embracing difficulties as actual opportunities to learn. Third, step outside that safe little pot. You absolutely cannot stay indoors and expect to become a giant tree. And finally, actively use these tough moments to develop your own resilience and determination. Look, I know this isn't easy. There will absolutely be times when you feel defeated or just deeply, deeply discouraged. We've all been there. But remember, those feelings are only temporary setbacks on your path to success. If you can learn from them and just keep pushing forward, the struggles you are sweating through today are literally manufacturing your strength for tomorrow. The storms are coming, guys. The rain is going to fall. We cannot control the weather, but we can absolutely control this. Which plant are you choosing to be in your own life? Are you going to settle for the safety and the weakness of the indoor pot? Or are you ready to embrace the storms, to become that deeply rooted, towering tree outside? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this helps you spread your roots just a little bit deeper today. Catch you next time.